Your move, your move.
What's up guys, it's Rogta here and welcome to another amazing video on the channel. So for today, we're going to be showcasing a deck that I haven't actually shown in person. I've had a couple dueling book profiles, but I finally managed to get my hands on the physical cards. Shout out to Alex and the Red Lion, and he is lending me this deck. So thank you very much, Alex. You are a legend indeed. So if you do enjoy this type of content, please make sure that you leave a like, subscribe down below, and comment what deck are you playing this format. And if you could reprint one Vanquish Soul card, what would it be? So now, let's get on to the main deck. So starting off with the main deck, it is no surprise that for the only 3 of Vanquish Soul card we are playing triple Vanquish Soul Raisin. Now, why are we playing triple Vanquish Soul Raisin? Simple, because Raisin is our rotor. For the archetype, he adds a non-warrior Vanquish Soul monster from deck to hand, which is pretty important. He also has the ability to make himself unable to be destroyed by card effects, and also can destroy all of the monsters in this card's column. So keep in mind he has those nice bonus effects as well. Being a warrior fire, means he's very searchable, which is a good thing because you always want to see him. He gets your engine going, and once your Vanquish Soul engine gets going, it's pretty hard to stop it. This is a deck that relies on having complete card control in terms of you're going to have a bunch of cards in your hand because you need different attributes to sort of fuel these Vanquish Souls. For a 2 of right now, we have Vanquish Soul, Dr. Mad Love. I don't think this card's needed at 3. You want to be normal summoning your Raisin anyway. Raisin gives access to this. And even in games 2 and 3, could even side one out because you don't really want to be seeing it, just searching it. But on summon, it's going to be grabbing you a spell or trap. So we only play, I believe, 2 targets for that, because we are not playing the Book of Moon, because I think the Book of Moon is very good in cash format, but not so good right now. But on summon, it will search for a spell trap. It can also, if you reveal a Dark Earth, return the monster with the lowest defense on the field. So it's like a compulse as well in certain situations, which is pretty nice. We have double Vanquish Soul Caesar Valius. Again, he's a very good card, but you don't want to be seeing too many of him in your hand because he can't, you can only really use the 1 copy. So opening multiple of him is not great if you have no other way to access your Vanquish Soul engine. But he, on summon, basically pops a card on the field. Well, not on summon. He can summon himself by returning a non-dragon Vanquish Soul, and there's only him for now. And then he can reveal a Earth, Fire, and Dark to destroy 1 other card on the field, which is pretty nice. It's good interruption. We also have double of the Vanquish Soul Heavy Borger. Again, this is your draw power for the deck. You can put people on a really cool clock because you can inflict 1,500 damage every single turn during yours and theirs. So you can put them on like a 5-6 turn clock. And if they've already taken damage, this is really useful for sort of sealing out the game. If not, you can just be drawing some cards. And he has the same summoning condition as Caesar Valius of returning a non-machine Vanquish Soul. So just him for now is the machine, so you can return any other Vanquish Soul and he'll summon himself. We are also playing 1 Vanquish Soul Pantera. She's obviously not the best. However, sometimes you play her. The Earth does come up, especially for small world bridging, because I do play small world, and also she can special summon herself, which can start your engine as well, because you can make the link, and then the link can special summon 1 from your hand or grab her back, and you can do things. And then you can reveal an Earth and Fire to destroy all spell and traps in this card's column, which is pretty cool. I know you're thinking I'm missing a main deck monster, and you are not wrong. How could I forget? We have it in our beautiful Shadow the Hedgehog wallet. Shout out to Mark. This is his personal wallet. This is what he uses up to riz everyone. So here we are. We have 2 copies from the Shadow the Hedgehog wallet, straight from the Shadow Realm she's come from. We have double Yugioh Long. And the reason 1 is in a top loader is because it is our house mascot, just simply because it has the name Zhao. People in the local area will know this reference. If you don't, you're just going to have to just believe whatever you want for why it's in a top loader. But Zhao Long is a cool card and a needed support for the deck. It's a fire, which is really important. It helps with Stake Your Soul to gain access to the Raisin. And you reveal 2 fires and you can add a Vanquish Soul card from your deck to your hand. And you can reveal a card in your hand to activate a Vanquish Soul card effect. You special summon this card. So really, really nice. And again, I think it's a very cool name, Zhao. Shout out to everyone in Bangor. For the spells and traps, we have triple Stake Your Soul. I mean, we're not ever going to play less than 3. This card is reveal a monster in your hand. Special summon one Vanquish Soul monster from your deck with the same attribute, but return it to your hand during the end phase. So reveal Ash Blossoms for Raisins. You can reveal Bells for Heavy Borgers or Panteras, and it's just a very useful card. Usually the prime target for Ash Bait, so just keep that in mind. We also play one Vanquish Soul Continue. Again, this just helps us. You pay 500, target a Vanquish Soul in your grave. You either add it to your hand or special summon it, so it helps you continue, hence the name. And we have the one Vanquish Soul Snow Devil with Yugioh along in the picture. And again, a very useful card. It has multiple effects that include special summoning monsters from your hand, dealing burn. That dealing burn is in all of the bullet points, but you can special summon from the hand. Vanquish Soul monsters you control can be destroyed by card effects, and you can destroy all monsters on the field, which is cool as well. So, yeah, very useful card. Only a 1-of though, because it's searchable, and you don't ever really want to be seeing more than one card, because it's a continuous. It's not a continuous, sorry. It's a. You can sort of recycle it, is what I meant to say. We have triple Kashtira Package. He is not only a really cool boss monster, he has very useful utility in this deck because he grabs us our Kashtira Rise Heart, which is a fire, and then fire with Stake Your Soul equals Raisin, and Raisin equals win the game. So that is why we're playing this. And aside from that, Kashtira is just insane at helping sort of break boards, solidify your own, and consistency in this case because you can grab Rise Heart as well. For our hand traps, we are one of those decks that can play Shifter, so we are playing Shifter. I apologize for different color sleeves. I haven't really had a lot of time to prepare for this deck profile, so I'm having to use the cards in whatever sleeves they come in, so I apologize about that. Please do not crucify me in the comments. But as I was saying, you are a Shifter deck, which allows you to sort of help beat other non-Shifter decks, which are pretty much all of the fire decks of the format, which are running rampant, is I guess the way you can use the word, describe them right now in this format. So yeah, triple of the Shifter, and we also have triple of the Droll and Lockbird. So I know there is counter synergy here, but my theory is you just need to hit your opponent with 1, and that will weaken their board tremendously, and then you can sort of control the game from there. So that is why I'm using Droll and Lockbird alongside Shifter, because if you activate Shifter, you can't use Droll because it needs to go to the grave. We are also playing triple Ash Blossom. Again, it's a fire, but it's also just probably one of the best hand traps ever since it's come out in Maximum Crisis like 4, 5, 6 years ago. So just, yeah, you're always going to see Ash. And we have the double Ghost Bell as well. Helps with some small world bridging. I believe you can go Bell into Pantera, into Raisin, because the only thing Bell and Pantera share are the Earth, and then Pantera shares only level with Raisin. So yeah, useful, but also just a decent hand trap. Hits Wanteds, hits Nadirs, has useful utility. We also have triple Small World, and the reason I'm not playing Imperm is because we want to see monsters in our hand for attributes. I forgot to mention that before, but Imperm wouldn't be too bad of a shout either. Triple Small World helps with consistency a ton. You can pretty much search any monster in your deck. There's a route for a lot of them. So yeah, it sucks that you have to discard, but as I said, this engine, this deck, recurs so many cards, and your main game plan is having loads of cards in hand that you can afford to get rid of 1. We also have double Pot of Frosp. I know that this has counter synergy with Heavy Borger, but sometimes you just need to see Raisin, and there's no way of doing it. And Prosp helps you get your engine started by sacrificing a draw that turn, which I think is a fair trade. Starting your engine, but sacrificing a draw is better than just not sacrificing the draw, but not having your engine going. We also have one Call by the Grave. This should be the equip spell Durandal. I just don't have one of those right now, so I'm just playing Call by, but Durandal essentially acts as another Rota for Raisin, which is, as I said, the most important card in the entire deck. One Rota, this searches directly for Raisin, so we play like 4 copies of Raisin, and then Small World, and that would be the equip, so many ways of getting into Raisin. And then obviously they limited this in the most recent ban list. One deck can be only one. All of your Vanquish Souls are pretty much different types, so you can play around this perfectly. And some decks like Salmon Greats just really hard lose to this. Snake Eyes sort of lose to it as well, in a way, if they're playing pure. So just a lot of decks need to respect this card, and you're one of those decks that just doesn't have to respect it because you have so many different types. That is it for the main deck, 40 cards. Let's now move on to the extra deck. Moving on to the extra deck, pretty standard here, triple rock of the Vanquisher. Just got a OTS ulti as well for you max rarity Vanquish Soul players. Your deck is now even more shiny, but amazing card. Just be careful that you don't make him pointlessly. I see a lot of Vanquish Soul players making this card without really needing to, and then losing to interruption on this card. For example, if you don't need the special from hand, pretty much I wouldn't make him in some scenarios, because if you can have the read that your opponent has the Imperm or has the Veiler, you're going to get really hard punished if they Veiler or Imperm this, and then it's going to stun your engine for that turn. And this is a deck that needs its engine to go off every single turn, so you have the highest chance of winning. We have one SP Little Knight. This is obviously a 1, so just one more monster and you make this, and this is the best Link 2 in the game by a mile, and just banishes cards. We have one Nightmare Phoenix, and we're just going to have to imagine that there's a Nightmare Cerberus here as well, because they have really good arrows with Rock of the Vanquisher. I currently cannot find my Nightmare Cerberus, which is a bit annoying, but I'm sure you guys will have no problem just imagining that there's a Nightmare Cerberus, because they have very good arrows underneath Vanquisher. Both of them point up and either right or left, so you can make this pop a spell or trap, Cerberus pops a monster, and then you can draw a card as well. So really nice Link package. I'm very, very happy with that. We also have the Xyz package. We have one Zeus, we have one Anti-Zeus, we have the Borbo, and the Checker 9. So you make Checker 9, make Borbo, attack directly, and then slap on a Zeus. And this just takes 2 level 4 monsters, so it's a pretty handy package to have. And also you have your Sky Crisis for those turns where you just need to sort of break their board by negating 3k or up, and Sky Crisis does exactly that. For some other Xyzers, we have Battling Boxer King Dempsey, helps search a Fire Warrior, which is Raisin. We have the one Abyss Dweller as well, just an absolutely insane card, and I don't think it gets the respect it deserves, because it just says no to the grave, and that's just amazing. We have one Garura, Wings of the Resonant Life, one Mud Dragon. These are super poly targets, and you're saying Rogue tier, that's only 14 in the extra deck. I know. I currently do not own a Draco A Quest or the At Ignista Golem, but that is definitely up to personal preference on what the 15th spot should be. I think it should be one of them two, because they help break a lot of the current meta boards. So we have these two, and then we have either Draco A Quest or the At Ignista Golem, and you play super poly in the side as well. So that is pretty much it for this Vanquish Soul deck profile. I apologize for the proxies, but I think I've only had to proxy like 2 cards, so we're good. But this is the profile, guys. Let me know if you are going to be playing this deck in the format. Let me know if you think this deck even has a chance, this format. This list was inspired off a topping deck list. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, so I do apologize to him. I will try add his name in the description, but it was sort of inspired by that. So I'm Rogue Tier here, and I'll see you all in the next video.
It's time! Let's go!